He, how would you say Jeremy's more bad days than good days. They have.
Yeah, he's,
and they're probably-
shuffling a little bit more. Just the parking lot. But that implant thing he has does help.
I saw him, and I didn't get to talk to him.
Probably 4 or 5 times, pretty soon.
One of his, I think it was Watson, and his brother, one of them. I saw him every day, but it was always fixing to start, so we just spoke. He was sitting there, and I said, I'm sorry. And the lady told
They've tried all their medicines and stuff, but he's always had reactions. There's not a lot more medicine out he just had his cognitive evaluation done. And of course with that, I think like an MRI and everything, which was clear. So, I think health wise, he's doing fine. His voice is still pretty low. But still struggling.
because they're the big picture, but then you also have to,
Actually, he's on her way.
Oh.
So she's only a couple minutes behind, but she'll be here.
Okay.
There she is.
Yep, there she be. There she goes. I know that truck. I know that truck.
You experience that truck,
I know, indeed.
or rather, your truck has experienced that truck.
I mean,
She backed out of the driveway and said, "Going by."
She backed out of the driveway, and as she was turning, I was coming, and she slammed into the back quarter panel of my truck. Luckily, so I asked the mechanic, I said, why on earth wasn't the muffler damaged? She said, probably because you're both Chevy Silverados. Yeah, a little bit. It's been about 6 years now.
Wow.
Did you forget? Or has it just been a day? Okay. Whoa.
Josh is sick.
Look at the agenda. Call to order.
I never even noticed that. One extra L is not making it.
I mean, look, it's been a day, or a rough couple days.
Don't forget to turn the recorder on.
Right?
I'm sorry, I had to poke at
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our June 18th, 2026 monthly council meeting. Everybody doing okay this evening? Cool. Please stand and let's, Chief, can you say a prayer real quick?
Father, we thank you and praise you this evening for the opportunity to serve you here in the village of Mooringsport. I pray for our council, I pray for our citizens, I pray that each and everything we do, we bring you praise and honor and glory, give them wisdom beyond their years, knowledge that they need to be able to accomplish the task before them, and Lord, help everything that they do be to your glory. We ask all these things in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. This time we'll say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you.
Verification of quorum. Ashley Anderson. Here. Tyler Gordon.
Here.
Johnny Lindsay.
Here.
Joshua Welch.
I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor? I need a motion to approve the minutes of the May 27th, 2026 council meeting.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to approve the May 2026 monthly financial report.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, did I hear that right?
All right, do we have any public comments this evening?
Yes.
Ms. Ryder?
You know what we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
My sewer backed up twice in April. And I need to see where we stand. I don't wanna argue about it. I need to know what's gonna be done, so, because I can't keep paying these huge plumbing bills every time it turns around.
Yes, ma'am.
And, my plumber's already told me there's nothing I can do. He said, Sheila, you can't fix it. Y'all are gonna have to fix it.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need to know what's being done toward that, what hasn't been done.
Well, I can tell you that we've got some, 3 different, sets of appropriation money right now. One of them falls back to 2022 for $50,000, and we are working, tonight, we actually have that on the agenda for that project that was funded for Elgin Street. So, we gotta get the ball rolling on that, because
I'm not on Elgin.
I understand, I know you're in Lakeview. So for us to collect the other appropriations that have been issued since 2022, we have to use the money for the project back in 2022, get it completed, and then collect on the $75,000 and now the $80,000 that we've gotten from Senator Jenkins' office as well. So my end goal here would be, we gotta get Elgin Street knocked out, and once we get that additional appropriation money, we can look at seeing what can be done about that sewer main on Lakeview Street.
What time frame are we looking at?
I know that Elgin Street project is gonna be at least a month and a half to 2 months before it even starts. So, that's probably gonna be a couple week long project, and then, we will go from there. So, quite honestly, I would hope that we could have a resolution before the end of this term in December. So, I don't really have much of a solid answer. We've all been learning this state appropriation stuff and all the different paperwork that they're requiring and finding out things from the past that weren't done and so on. So we're all learning and trying to catch up and resolve things as quick as we can. So
Can I ask a question? Have we ever had has anybody ever had an engineer study that to see what needs to be done that either of y'all know about?
What I understood or what I was told, and this has been a while back, that I think it's around that fence line by Rick's house, that line drops. Like,
But do we have an engineer, do you know?
No, they cambered it. They
That was
said
when
somebody.
Bill Papa was there, correct?
Yeah,
We
they
did.
cambered it and everything, they
There's
found
a
that it
dip.
drops. Well, I'm in the low point,
Okay.
so everything is backing up into my house. And
we
I mean,
do-
it's anywhere
we do
from
have cameras that
$250
show
to
that.
$400 every time that plumber comes
That
out.
out, yeah, okay, so we have a starting point, we know where the problem is, we have documentation of where the problem is, so now, like he said, we've got monies that were not spent where they were supposed to be, so we've gotta finish the projects and pay those and show we've got those projects finished, and then that will open up the grants that we have sitting out there, so yes, it's a matter of time frame. But I just wanted to make sure that there was actually documentation on where the problem is, because that kinda helps us put the bids out to.
It's been a while since anything was done on that, but my thing is, these bills that keep rolling into me, are y'all gonna reimburse me since it's not mine?
I can't answer that.
Well, cause y'all have reimbursed me in the past for them, but when it's 2 or 3 times a month, usually, sometimes I can go 3 months, sometimes I can go a year, but this time it was 2 weeks and it backed right back up. So, we need to figure, if it's gonna be months before it gets fixed, we've gotta figure out something.
How big is this dip?
It's kind of hard to tell. We've got shaky camera footage on one of the old computers from 2021 or 2022 when they first ran that camera, and from my
Are we
understanding,
talking several feet, or are we talking?
we're talking, as in Lakeview, the street is gonna have to be ripped out to fix this, so.
I do know my neighbor next door has started having some issues, with her backing up, and I don't remember her ever having, when John Phillip lived there. So I don't know if it's something, cause they had so many people in the house, if it was something on their end, but they've had some issues too. She just, I forgot to tell her about the meeting tonight, cause she was gonna come. So, but because I'm in that very low point, it just all comes back in mine and backs it up.
I wonder if it would be worth sending the guys to put, a one-way flow valve on her
That's-
actual clean out.
Just
Any ideas?
Oh, what? A backflow preventer for her sewer line.
On Lakeview.
Got a dip in the sewer main on Lakeview that's been an issue for several years now, and we've got some other projects we have to take care of before we'll have the funding to actually fix it, but she's at the lowest point on the street pretty much.
Okay.
And she's having constant backups and having to get lines cleared because of where it's at, with us maybe installing a backflow preventer on her.
I don't know of a backflow preventer. You gotta clean out your yard.
I have two. I have one by the house and one by the road.
They make a thing that goes in the cap. You know, take your cap out, your threaded cap, and this goes in that clean out. And then when it backs up, it'll push out of that before it gets to your house. See what I'm saying?
So
Yeah,
then you-
yeah, it's just like a pop off, yeah. But I mean, to keep it out of your house till they get it fixed.
Right. Well, and it's all usually under the road, that's where it's backing up.
Yeah.
Is my, now sometimes it'll be, one time I had it where it was in the house, but, I asked the plumber and he said, probably what it is, it's just washed so far, it's kept washing to where it's just pushed it all into the house line and then stopped that up. So they had to come, but the first time he came, he unstopped it, he ran the house, he ran the road, he ran everything, and it wasn't 2 weeks. I had to call him back because it was backed up again, so I don't know if that would, because it's stopping up under the road, and that's, so I don't know that putting one of those in
Yeah, that's true.
would help, because it's not,
Harry, do you have any ideas on what we could do just for temporary solution, just until we can get?
No, not without.
Not unless you slope her line more. We had a problem at Dennis's, and I took my line and we had to dig the line up, and we had to slope our line more for the sewage, cause we were getting
It was dipped.
every month, and I called, what's the dude's name?
LA Plumber.
Yeah,
Did
and they come out there and
Did
I
they
had to
move
dig
the
it up.
actual, did
I-
they move the actual main tap to a further point on the main?
No,
or
I don't
did
know, we dug up the whole
Gotcha.
line going
Just
from the
change it.
house to the road,
now I have had mine,
Road that had a
but I never had a problem there till this year.
Gotcha.
now I have had mine dug up from the road to the house and completely redone.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
That's
so
what we
that's
did.
all, that was already done, I paid out of my pocket and had that done.
It's
But
expensive too.
It is, but it's under the road, it's backing up
Yeah.
under the road, not, which causes it to come back. They pull diapers out of there, you wouldn't believe what they pull out of there.
I
That's
believe
in the past, but it's just to the point when it's every 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
So if we can figure out something temporary till you can get it fixed or whatever, we're
What
just
thing
gonna have
you
to
can do
do
is dig
something.
it up, dig the line up and just put in a check valve. Just buy a 4-inch check valve and put it in.
Yeah. The
That's
check
fine.
valve's not expensive, the expensive is digging it up.
Yeah.
So. Check valves are cheap.
That's what I have, but then you have to know not to run your washing machine and dishwasher, because when it seals off, nothing's going out.
But it
So keep
depends
stuff
upon
from
the
coming
pressure
in,
of
but won't
the
let your
check
stuff
valve.
out.
What
Yeah.
sort of what you
Yeah.
check, it depends on what type of check valve you put in it.
It quits raining and all the backflow.
Oh, well, that's not gonna help me.
Well, no, it's a one-way check valve,
No.
so it won't, if the sewer comes in from the main, it won't back up in your house, the check valve will stop it.
That's what
But
it
if you're
is.
using water, it'll, you know,
Flush, it will flush off the
Yeah.
road.
It lets it flow one
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
So it's not gonna let it flow this way, it's gonna let it flow this way.
Okay, so it'll
Yes.
flow like if I'm washing, it'll flow on out like it
Yes.
normally does.
yes. But if it comes from the main,
Yeah,
from the
it
city
depends on
main, it
pressure.
won't
But
back
if
up
there's
in your
pressure holding it
house.
closed.
Now, if the pressure coming from your main valve is higher than the
That's right.
pressure that the check valve is rated, then it's gonna come through your check valve. But you gotta get a big enough rated check valve. It's,
And see, everything flows from the dead end of Lakeview down to
yeah, so you
Catalina
gotta,
and then
one,
turn.
determine the pressure, the highest flow that you're getting.
Well, if you can let me know what we can do
Let me
to
see what we
get
can,
fixed.
let me see what we can put together and at least get some type of maybe temporary solution like that one-way valve or something, and until we can get these projects going the way we need to, cause that
Otherwise,
main
what
needs to be
lines-
fixed / replaced on Lakeview, and
It does.
that's been known for years.
And I'm not sure if it's backing up across the street, because that house is, when Brian bought it, he's not here a lot now. His Flo's been staying there some because her home burned, but she's out of town, so both times it backed up, she was out of town, so I don't know if it's actually backing up in that house, and just when they fix it on my end, it just drains her, I don't know.
Right.
Because we're both in that low point, so it may possibly be affecting it, but they're just, the last 2 times, nobody was there to know. So it could, I know there was an issue before, so, but anyway, if we can figure out something,
We're
I'd
gonna
appreciate
work
it.
on hopefully a temporary solution, and then, like I said, we're gonna look at replacing, that full section of main right there as soon as we can get, monies available, so.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Kennedy?
So mine's a revisit from the last 2 or 3 times. We're still looking at, with a 50-foot lot, 50-foot wide lot, how you can have a ordinance that states you have to run everything parallel to the road. So my husband's sister Donna, so it's, Putt Hall, Lloyd Hall, right, Lloyd Hall, Wayne Hall. They're buying a new trailer, they're moving down here from South Carolina. They bought the lot. The lot is not a wide lot, so they can't run the trailer perpendicular, they have to run it parallel, you gotta run it perpendicular. Brand new trailer. And this ordinance says, basically, you have to have the committee approval to do anything different.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I address this one?
Yes, absolutely.
I made some calls over the last few days. If I were to go down to 3 different mobile home places, and I'm gonna buy a brand new mobile home and I wanna put it in Mooringsport, what do I need to do? First question they ask me is, do you have sewer service or do you have septic? It's on a sewer service. Well, good, you don't have to have that, but you do have to go through Caddo Parish, which is Shreveport, building codes.
Permits.
You have to get it through Caddo Parish first. Then you take that one to Mooringsport, and theirs is online. She said you just go online, I can do a test when I've been driving.
And
so
what is this permit for?
That's Caddo Parish, new mobile home, new home, anything in Caddo Parish, you have to get a permit.
Yeah, to move it
Correct.
onto the property.
Onto the
Yeah,
property.
Yeah, usually you do that when you buy it and move it.
Right, and that's what, like I said, I just called them and said, if I buy a mobile home and I put it in Mooringsport, what
You
I
have
have to do?
you have to
First
do
thing
that
you do is gotta have
anywhere.
Caddo
Yeah.
Parish. Then you take Caddo Parish's approved to Mooringsport. Then you go through Mooringsport's process. Where I am right now is, we're not where we are addressing an appeal. There's nothing brought, there's nothing denied. I just wanna, I guess, make sure that everybody understands what the process is, because until you go through those processes and you bring one and it either is approved or denied, there's nothing for us to look at to change anything about the ordinance on it.
So the only question I have about that is, why would someone not address the land situation before they go?
Have they already addressed it with Caddo?
No, because they haven't purchased the mobile home, because they're waiting for the answer to this so that they can buy the mobile home.
I think from where I
Like, they
sit,
can't move until
I get
they
it.
find
I
out.
think where I sit, there's a process and we are way ahead of the process.
I think she's trying to get ahead of the process to make sure that they're not gonna pull a permit and then get denied by Mooringsport. At that point, what would have been the point of getting
And
the
then
permit?
I'm paying for a mobile home and now I
She just-
can't put it on the land that's purchased already.
Yeah,
So the
so
land is
it does make sense
purchased.
to plan accordingly. They wanna know if this plan is gonna,
Yeah, if I
Go
go buy the
through
mobile
before
home,
they
and
start
you
it.
say I can't put it there, and I'm like, now where am I putting my mobile home? Because
I-
I've purchased this land.
yeah.
So that's the huge problem. And they're coming from South Carolina, so they can't go get the mobile home until they say, okay, I got water hooked up, I got all this stuff hooked up, bring my mobile home and put it here.
Mhm.
So you gotta have all these things before I go buy this mobile home, or they're not gonna have no place to put it.
Have they gone through the process of CADOs to see what their restrictions and guidelines are?
The permit for a mobile home?
Yeah.
Does not have restrictions and guidelines. I've bought 1 million of them,
Okay.
I promise you.
I'm just saying, you know, she says it's gotta be, you gotta give them the floor plan, you've gotta give them the HUD number. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I can bring the code guidelines here if I need to. I can do that.
I'm just saying, and I'm not trying, I'm trying
No, I
to
know.
clarify where I
Yeah.
sit. Where I sit, we set up the ordinance, and unless we have a specific case that's already gone through enough of the process to know what we're talking about, number one, I'm probably gonna have to abstain. I have too much dog in the race with the holes. I don't think I'm gonna be able to decide either way on this. But if I were, we have an ordinance and you're creating a bad precedent, either fix the ordinance or hold the ordinance.
So-
That's kind of where I am with it.
The thing I agree with you on is fix the ordinance, because you have a lot of vacant lots in Mooringsport. A ton.
Then we
A
need
lot of these
we need
lots
for people
are
to say,
not wide enough to put mobile homes.
absolutely.
Everybody's not building a house.
And we need for our people here in Mooringsport to say, we want you to sit down with us in a workshop and let's come up with a new ordinance that works for everybody, homeowners, landlords. Because we went through that and what we agreed on is what we,
I know, but then
voted
we
on.
should never put in an ordinance that, or the committee can overrule it.
that was
We should never put
overlooked,
that in.
that every one of us.
I know, but
It was
it-
copied
it's-
and
To
pasted
be
from
to be
the
fair
board.
though, that was in the
It's
old
in
ordinance
there.
as well.
I understand that, I'm just saying this.
I can't correct the wrong.
That precedent has
I'm
already
just
been
saying,
set.
I'm just letting you know where I
I
sit
know.
with it, because I don't want there to be any confusion
Yeah, I'm not arguing
where I
with you, I'm
sit.
arguing about how do we ever grow this town if you can't let people come here and live?
So trailer park's for,
Say what?
that's what the trailer park is for.
Which is what Blanchard did, is you have to put it in a mobile home park, there's designated, I'm looking at all
Yeah,
the
you can't do
different
that when you have mobile
comments.
homes throughout the whole town, so.
Miss Kennedy, is this,
That's against the
did you
law.
bring this? Did you bring these or no? No, okay.
No, I didn't.
I did, I brought them
You brought these?
What is that?
for other options.
Most homeowners don't want the town to become a trailer park.
Can I bring it to you, Miss Kennedy?
Yeah.
I have one for her, I can give that.
Alright, thank you,
Just show
Darren.
you the options, and some of them are narrow, like 40 feet, 52 feet.
I'll share it with them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and I'm not gonna argue, we can vote on it today, if you don't wanna do it, then vote not to do it.
I don't know that there's something to
I
vote
think-
yet, I don't.
I think to your point, yes, there is certain Caddo Parish guidelines that you have to go apply for, because, friend of Sarah's, people built a house next to theirs, and it has to be 5 feet away from the property line. So, by the time you take your plot and you present it to them, they take that and they go, you can put a trailer in, but it's got to be no more than, 40 by 80 or whatever facing the road, but you've got to be away from the other person's property line by X number of feet. They discovered that when they applied to build a house. And, it looks pretty bad being 5 feet from
It's-
somebody's property
it's
line.
awful. You can literally look in their
Because it's-
window and
I mean, it's a two.
you can touch
I mean,
their window
not-
from
not-
their driveway.
Not to her trailer, but,
It's bad.
it's 5 feet from their property line and it's a 2-story.
Huge.
I mean, by their driveway.
Yeah.
And
There is no more privacy.
But
There used to
there
be a
is,
privacy fence,
Caddo
but they
Parish
can't
does
put one
have
anymore.
part of their building and standards that you have to tell them what you wanna put in, and then they tell you how you can fit it, and then they send you to Mooringsport and say, because then you gotta go to Mooringsport, what ordinances do you have in place that restrict the placement? I
Yeah,
know,
your-
I know there
Your
was
guidelines are
one,
right here online.
there was one over on, was it Elgin? In that council meeting where they came and presented to the council, they got drawing, and everything else, because of the way they were wanting to put it in, and they went through the commission and did all their little things, and, you know, they had a width, and it was like, it doesn't meet the guidelines. You know, you can put it that way, but you can't put it,
The guidelines deal with sewage entitlements.
but Caddo Parish does decide.
I'm not opposed to making an exception at some point. However, I would like to see exact floor plans with property dimensions and then make that judgment call.
Okay. She has it.
Because you may
Okay,
end
I'll
up
get it
having
sent
to
to
have a
you.
public hearing,
Yeah,
because you
that's
may
fine.
have neighbors around,
I'm
who go,
willing
I
to-
don't want that.
A neighbor
Continue the
can't dictate
discussion.
what is next to it. They cannot. Sorry. It's purchased land.
I get it, like I said, I'm all for the fact that we have regulations, we have
I know.
rules, and we're gonna look at this, and
That's-
we're gonna,
I know.
I'm learning, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm learning.
We gotta know the
as I
law, people,
go.
cause I know it.
And as the ordinance stands right now, even with that exception thing, I'm not opposed to leaving it like that either, because I think that each property, each situation, each
It's unique.
condition, each one is unique. I feel like we do have a good ordinance in place, but there are certain circumstances where we could make exceptions if it meets the certain criteria that we fits what we're holding accountable in a certain situation, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm okay to keep exploring if we have all the details to make a really good judgment call
I
based
mean,
on what it's
all I
gonna
need is a
be.
List of the details.
Just the dimensions of the floor plan of the mobile home, and then the dimensions of like the property line and where you intend
I can
to, so
get
we can
that.
see what your outer barriers are gonna be.
A brand new mobile home looks a lot better than some of the houses that are caving in here.
Absolutely.
I agree, I
Okay.
agree.
How many of those do you own?
That are caving in,
Mm-hmm.
the only house I own that's caving in is the house I just purchased from Miss Lowe. And it's not caving in, the floor is bad. It's not caving in. What other house is there that's caving in? The post office house, huh? Which one?
Ellison Street.
That house, I don't have a house caving in. Whose house are we talking about?
Terry Todd.
Next to Terry Todd's, that house is perfectly livable, but the sewage in it,
Alright, Mr. Fuller,
100%.
how are we looking on the water side? Everything good? Boil advisory has been lifted as of about 20 minutes ago, right before the meeting. I got the email from LDH on that, so we are clear. All our tests came back good. Booster station, we had some small issues with it, again recently, and we were able to get all that resolved. So no more problems out there. We ended up replacing that compressor, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago over there, and since then, everybody that's fed off that line has had better pressures than they've had in a very long time, so we've got some happy people out there, and so far so good over there on 169. Other than that, Chief, how are we looking on PD?
No, we got about 15 citations, 3 theft calls, 1 illegal burning, 1 criminal trespass, 1 criminal misconduct. We've been busy. Summertime,
All right,
lots of juvenile complaints.
okay.
It's summer, they're out. It is what it is. Fall will come and then we'll go back to school, we'll relax.
No more issues with the playground recently?
No.
No, okay. I know we had some juveniles go and spread mud all down the slides a
Yeah,
few weeks
no.
back, and had some of the guys
Yeah, no.
clean all others.
No, the playground's been good.
Good deal.
And,
That's illegal?
No, it's not illegal, it's just inconvenient for us.
I wouldn't say illegal, stupid, yes, but illegal.
All right, I think we have a financial report from Ms. Kumar. Maybe?
Well, actually, I don't have anything specifically prepared, but, in terms of, we have been able to, go ahead and basically clean up a whole lot of stuff from prior years. I mean, we're going back, at this point, we were going back to like 2022, 2023. The only things that are now remaining that still need to be dealt with maybe before the end of this fiscal year is essentially, there's some miscoded payroll adjustments that are sitting somewhere, not in payroll, but somewhere else. Again, that is another prior year issue that we're dealing with, but we should have that fixed by the end of this month. So with some guidance from you all, we'll just make sure what we need to do about that. But other than that, I think if you were to take a look at QuickBooks, for example, you will see that you're actually able to tell your balances, bank balances are probably a lot closer to what's in the bank than they were before, because we got rid of a whole lot of old stuff. And we also have a few checks that were back, that were like written back whenever. And those we have to still go ahead and reissue, find out what we need to do with those, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, tap those, yeah. So we need to make sure either do we reissue them, or if we don't reissue them, do we just go ahead and submit it to unclaimed property? So those kinds of decisions are the only things that we really need to make. So it's looking really good. And I'm expecting going forward, we won't have these kinds of issues. If they do happen, we'll be dealing with them actively instead of neglecting them and letting them kind of build up. So that's our plan of action. But yeah, we are expecting that going forward that things should be a whole lot better.
Awesome,
Thank
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we don't have any old business tonight. We do have a few things on new business. First on the agenda, the Board of Aldermen will consider resolution number 22 of 2026, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract for the replacement of the water lines on Elgin Street, funded through the existing cooperative endeavor agreement with the state of Louisiana, and to provide for related matters.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not understanding the cooperative endeavor agreement.
So the cooperative endeavor agreement for that $50,000 is basically for us to get that $50,000, we had to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with them. That was done back in 2022 and approved by the council already. At this point, we're just bringing, we've gotten the quote for the replacement of the water line and verified all that. And at this point, we're just trying to get an approval so that we can move forward with that project, collect that funding, and move on to the next thing so we can collect the remaining of the funding available.
Okay. This is current. This is what we're proposing. Is the money somewhere?
We have not received the money.
Have we approved either through capital funds or general funds? Have we approved spending the money on Elgin Street?
I believe that's what this is.
Okay.
There is already a cooperative endeavor agreement that the board approved back then for it to be used for that project with the state, but I guess I don't understand what.
Okay, when we, last month, we approved, actually help me out, cause I think both Ty and I last month, our brains were not on this. Last month, the ordinance that we approved actually approved the 1.45 to go into capital outlay, correct?
One more time.
Last month in May, we approved the ordinance to put the Dollar General money into capital outlay fund. That's what ordinance 3 was, Tabitha, that
Yes.
you went and pulled for me?
Okay.
So the money's approved in capital outlay. We as a council have approved that money in capital outlay to spend the money.
Yes.
I'm trying to follow this trail here, because what I'm understanding from you, that money to be spent on Elgin Street basically was approved in 21, 22, when it didn't get properly spent where it needed to be.
Right, nothing was ever done with it, it's just been sitting with the state.
So now the resolution is to approve pulling the money out of capital outlay to do Elgin Street.
To do Elgin Street, and until we start the project and show proof that the project is either in progress or has been completed, they will not release that $50,000.
And that I understand. And Amanda, you might can help us out, somebody's gonna have to help me out. If we spend them, if we approve this resolution to spend the money to to sign the contract to fix Elgin Street in this fiscal year, do we have to complete that project in this fiscal year?
That part I don't know.
Anybody? Because my concern is, do we need to wait 2 weeks on Elgin Street and approve this resolution in the next fiscal year? Because we are at a point where,
What did Treasury, when you talked to Treasury, what was they had a timeline they wanted us to, was it that we had to get it done before the end of this fiscal year?
They didn't, I don't remember what she
remember if they
said either, I'd have to
specified.
call her back. I have the paperwork in there, I think.
but I don't think that one wasn't the one that you got till this date, get us the receipts for it, that was the other.
No, that's the other one.
And when I talked to the contractor, earlier today, he already said that it's gonna be at least 30, possibly 60 days before they can even start the project, so it might be.
I think it would be safer, better safe than sorry legally to hold this one, to table this until we are in July. And like I said, it's on here on the proposed for 26, 27. It's actually listed as an expense, so when this goes through, it's gonna be approved.
Right, yeah. I understand that, that makes sense.
Is this the second one for Elgin?
No,
Cause there was one that was already approved and,
that's what we're talking about. The monies were not used for Elgin.
yeah, I know,
Back
they used it
in
over on
whenever.
Ferry Street
So
to
now we
fix
have
that
to do
water
it
line.
The money
Out
was
of-
never collected.
Out of
The
the
state's
capital
had it all the
outlay.
time.
And send them the receipts, and they'll drop the money down, and that will release all the other grants that are sitting out there that we can't get the money.
But if you use the funds to fix Ferry Street, because if I recall,
We
they had to
didn't use any funds because we haven't received any funds.
well, I think it was Daryl did the work.
On paper, we used Elgin's
Funds.
grant money somewhere
Yeah,
else.
because they reworded the grant.
Right,
And
so what they're,
Miss Ann, I think, resubmitted it to them to get it changed to allow that use over there. Whether you submitted the paperwork to the state,
they're not gonna drop any more grants to us till we send them
Right.
receipts for Elgin Street.
right, and when did that start, and what was the end date?
Of,
The grant, you have to use it with.
no, we just called.
It's
No,
a state appropriation, it's not a grant.
There's
It's
a difference.
a state appropriation, but this appropriation was specifically for Elgin Street because that was what was requested from the administration at that time. The other two, the 75,000, now the 80,000 that we have received are general infrastructure appropriations. So they're not tied to any specific projects. We can use them for whatever we need to use them for. So Elgin Street is
That's
just.
Lakeview.
Yes.
And once we send receipts that Elgin has done,
Yep.
then they will drop the grant money, which will go back into the capital fund to replace what we pulled out to pay for
But
the
to your point,
Elgin.
I think you need to wait 2 weeks.
I'm just concerned, I think.
Even
it's
if
got
you just
better
do a
on-
special call meeting on July 2nd.
That sounds
Well,
safe to me.
yeah, and like I said, it's in the part of the proposed that okay, let's put the Elgin Street in there, let's list the ones we're gonna do, Elgin Street,
That'd be
Business
safe
Station,
and
sewer. So, do we table it, or will we not pass it and let it start all over again?
I say let's just table it and we'll touch base. on it.
Okay, I make a motion to table.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Board of Aldermen will consider introduction of ordinance 4 of 2026 being an ordinance for the fiscal year 2026 and 2027 budget.
I make the motion.
I would like to ask that we have a workshop next week. I still, there's, on the ones that I had sent, there's things that Minnie and I never got to look at, like how to divide up the CPA and the accounting and those sort of things, the audit. So there's still several things that kind of need to be cleaned up a little bit. We need Tabitha to run payroll reports on the utility side, so we have really good numbers. So if y'all don't mind, if Minnie, you might be available next week, one evening to do a workshop with us. Tuesday night's the only night I know that we can't.
Monday afternoon, maybe? Afternoonish. The reason I say that is I am gonna be out of town starting Wednesday
Okay.
for 2 weeks, so I can definitely do
Either one y'all available late
I can work
afternoon?
on Monday.
Monday. Yeah, I can do Monday. Let me see, as of now, I think the only,
Have a time frame.
the 22nd, yeah, I mean, it'll have to be like around 3 or 3:30. 3:30 might be, yeah, because I have a 2 o'clock appointment.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to table that one and to ask for a workshop on Monday at 3:30.
Monday, 3:30.
So if that's the case, how much time after that, cause doesn't this have to pass by the end of June? Do we
It's
need to
not
go
gonna
ahead and-
pass by the end of June, we've already
Okay,
passed
you're
that
gonna start July
deadline.
first on a half budget.
Yeah, we've already
By
passed
law.
that deadline. It's gotta have a 10 or 15 day public notice before you even put it on the table.
So workshop Monday at 3:30?
Yes, please.
Have a motion to table.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Alright, the Board of Aldermen will consider resolution number 23 of 2026, being a resolution to authorize the mayor to initiate and complete all paperwork necessary to sell the state historic credit certificate, which was previously issued by the Louisiana Department of Revenue. This, selling these historic credit certificate for the Masonic Lodge will be the funding for our matching funds for the $270,000 that the state has just given us for our capital outlay for the Masonic Lodge.
Say that one more time.
So us selling these historic credits
Okay,
to, an independent, which that they'll buy them for, Darren could explain they've got percentages, on which we can sell them for a certain percent and they can use them, but, it was all calculated for the Masonic Lodge's capital outlay, application that, upon us getting that capital outlay approval, us selling these certificates are what will be our matching funds for the state, which I believe is around 70. What was the matching fund total, Darren?
Well, the certificates are 69,600, but we got 280 in
Right.
capital outlay.
That's right, so we've gotta provide that essentially $70,000 in matching funds to the state to get the rest of the
Well,
money.
just verification that we have it.
you understand the whole?
Yeah, an idea would be to sell it as close to face value, like if someone buy it for 66,000 or something like that, someone that wanted to see Mooringsport improve, that would want to pay almost face value, they'll get credit with the Department of Revenue, to say Allen Electric Motors up in Vivian, you know, maybe they pay $150,000 a year in state taxes. Well, they would have 69,600 credit to go on their next filing, bring their balance down.
Anybody else have questions? Anybody else understand that? I mean, it sounds, and, you know, Darren it sounds like
I had to do
everybody kinda comes out.
I had to do a little bit of research on it myself, but it does make sense, so.
Yeah, it's based
like
on what we've
motion
already
with your
spent on
tax
the
rate.
building.
So the credits were to reduce their tax liability later? Is that what it does basically?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Is everybody good with that?
But it's based on the 200,000 we put in for the roof and all the masonry work and the painting of the woodwork and all that.
It's essentially an incentive for the city, the village of Mooringsport to better, that's exactly what it is, so, so if suppose somebody were to buy these credits, they get to take that credit against their state tax return the following year.
Either give your money away for free or buy it.
It's now or later.
Yeah.
That's what it
And it's
is.
good through 2030, so it's
Yeah.
not like they have to use it immediately. You know,
So, I mean, people who have like large
It's a double benefit.
state,
So it's not a bad
liabilities
yeah.
can benefit from these kinds of.
I'm good.
Alright, motion,
I make a motion.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Uh,
Alright. Ms. Anderson, do you have any comments for us this evening?
I don't.
Ms. Lindsay?
I do
Right. I need a motion to adjourn.
make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.